All right, I'd like to welcome in my next guest, Harry Higgs, to the program here to Beyond the Clubhouse. And this is a really special week for you, Harry, coming up. But first of all, man, what's going on? How are you relaxing and getting geared up for the little Masters action? No big deal.
Yeah, not a whole lot. I'm here playing this week in San Antonio. The week before, I just finished some room service. I just noticed that I'm wearing a sock with a hole in the big toe. I have bootlegged Peaky Blinders, the new season of Peaky Blinders. So I've been watching that this afternoon after I finished up playing this morning. So as kind of relaxed and Masters prep goes, I guess that's what I'm going with for today.
That's crazy, man. Hey, you got to do you, right? Because there's no one else who can do it.
Yep. It's been a lot. I'm trying to do my best to conserve energy. It was made a little easier earlier in the week. Tuesday and Wednesday here in San Antonio were crazy windy. I mean, really wasn't even worth practicing. But got out and played today, and then it's beautiful here today. So got some good work in this afternoon after I played, and then just kind of put the feet up and get ready to go for tomorrow afternoon.
Definitely. It's interesting when I think about golf and the sacrifices other people make for the main guy, right? And Tiger was brought to tears in his Hall of Fame speech when he thought about the sacrifices of his parents, right? And what they gave up. They took out a mortgage, or there's just so many things they did. When your dad gets to Augusta, I know you played the course with him. I'll get to that in a minute. But when he gets there, Mike, your dad, and Denise, your mom, all the people involved, friends from Kansas City growing up, like how special is that as it all comes together at the biggest spot in golf, man?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it feels like everybody that I've ever known has either, where we've invited them to join us, or they've made their way there themselves. It'll be a kind of family and friends affair. To hone in on my parents, obviously, I mean, I wouldn't be here without the help of them, and they've helped me immensely, just in all ways, really. And there's no real way to obviously pay your parents back.
Right.
But I think next week we'll make a huge dent in the quote unquote paying your parents back. Yeah, we were there earlier. My dad and my brother had played. I'm really, really excited to see my mom's reaction. This will be the first time she's ever been there. And wow. God love her, it's starting to kind of, go away, but she gets caught up in the moment and just like all the people that are around, and it's cool. They're really proud, obviously, of both myself and my brother. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her reaction when she first gets on site. I would imagine she'll come out at some point on Monday. I'm excited to see that. That'll be kind of that may be the time when it truly hits me that, like, what I've accomplished and kind of where I am, being the grandest golf tournament that there's ever been.
Right. And so it's just her personality. Like she just gets so excited if it's a big deal, like another example.
Yeah. When we first started, she would be the one that would, oh my God, I'm, eating breakfast with Rory McIlroy. Right. Or, and look, I probably thought the same thing when I was doing it as well. I didn't say it aloud. She just, that's just the way she is. That's her personality for sure. And I think the moment she may have more adrenaline running through her body than I do. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. My dad, we were there earlier, or I guess late last year, and that was his first time there, and it's his first time, was there to play. I would imagine it'll be his first Masters tournament, so I would imagine he'll have some of the same things. But I can't wait to see my mom's reaction to kind of seeing everything for the first time. I mean, it's so perfect. It's so great. I mean, it looks fake at times. I'm very much looking forward to seeing people's reactions. especially my parents and family and friends. And then also really looking forward to, after what I'm sure is going to be some long and tiring days of preparation leading up to getting it going on Thursday. I'm really excited to go home. I'm going to stay in a house with my parents and my girlfriend and some friends. I'm really excited to kind of like hear the dinner chat that we have, or just sitting around on the couch, like, who did you see today? What did you see? What do you think of this? It's just, it's such a magical place that I'm sure there's going to, this will be something we talk about for years. But everybody will be kind of caught up in the moment, and it'll be fun to hear what everybody experienced day in and day out.
Right, right. Well, you know what? You're already cutting to the chase of what I really want to talk about here, because I talked to your brother Alex about this. The dinner table conversation, the people that you're going to be with are people that played in a putting contest with you in Kansas City at that Nicholas course. Like, what the hell, man? And you guys are putting for the Masters. It was all this crazy scenario. Explain this to the audience, bro.
Yeah. So growing up back home in Kansas City, I really lucked out, and a lot of the friends that I had met and grew up playing golf with had a huge hand in me being here, not necessarily directly, but when we moved to Kansas City, I was 10 years old. We moved right on a golf course, so I wanted to play golf. I started playing, and then I just really lucked in that a lot of the neighborhood kids were around my age, and they would go up there and play, right? I mean, we would, every day after school, when the weather was good, or all throughout the summer, we would all just meet up there and go play golf. One of the things that we would also do, if we couldn't get off on the golf course, or we were just kind of all around practicing, we were almost always together. There was a group of like 5, 6, 7, 8 of us. We would play putting contests, and we would design, we would do the 4 majors, and we would design the 4 majors around. And so the way that which we would have these done is you would kind of set up 3 tees, and you would tee off, and everybody would go 3 holes 6 times, right? So it's 18 holes, and whoever was the most under par would win. The Masters was always, for some reason, I think we might have missed the boat here. We could have probably made the putts longer, but we had a big giant putting green with quite a bit of slope. So the Masters would always be the one. It was like 15 to 20 footers with the most break we could find.
Come on, Augusta, baby.
Yeah, the US Open would be obviously just the hardest. A lot of long lag putts. We had kind of like this little bit of fringe that would cut in every now and again. We'd make, design a hole that you'd have to put it through the fringe, sometimes even put it through the rough. The British Open, for some reason, we settled on everything needs to be just like short and straight. So we would just have like 8 to 10 footers, and we would all go, 3 tees, go around 6 times. And then again, curious as to how we came up with it, but the PGA would be kind of like a mix of everything. And then we would also, the last hole of the PGA was a par 3, so it was like a lag putt, but if you hold it, you made eagle.
Nice.
None of it really made any sense. Other than the Masters one, where I guarantee you, come next week, I'm going to have a 12 to 15 footer that breaks 3, 4, 5 feet, right? I mean, it's just the way that the place is designed, and the green complexes are incredible. So a lot of the folks we grew up with, playing the putting contests will be there as well. It's just kind of weird how things work out. And when you're, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I mean, heck, we were doing this up until we all probably left for school. When you get enthralled with this game that we all love and sometimes we hate, and you have great family and friends around you, it's fun to see where it takes you. And, it's just another excuse for us to spend more time at the golf course. So obviously I have benefited from that, and everybody else has as well. But those were fun times. I never won all 4 of them in a row. That was kind of the Grand Slam was what you wanted to do. And there were sometimes later on, as we got a little older, there was kind of another crop of younger 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds that would join us. And there were sometimes we had, 12, 15 people in the putting contest.
Oh my God.
So it was a lot of fun. I don't think we ever did too much damage to the green. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We pretty much just took up one section of the putting greens. If anybody was trying to hit a few putts before teeing off, there were times where they couldn't. We had blocked darn near the whole thing off. Fun times, man. It's just that's just golf, and especially golf when you're young. Everybody that asks me, what should I do? My son or daughter wants to go play. Will you take a look at their swing? Who should they go, work with as a coach? I try to back them off of all that and just find ways to make it fun and, have a hint of competitiveness. That's what I did. I kind of lucked into it. I didn't know what I was doing. And I don't know that my parents really knew what they were doing, but they just let us do our thing and made it a little bit competitive here and there. And we just had fun with it. So it'll be fun to play in the real Masters and have some of those folks that were with me, join me next week.
Yeah, well, a lot of the guys you went to high school, you mentioned high school, Blue Valley North High School,
Yep.
And one of your best friends apparently is going to be out there, I hear, who you play with in that competition there, your little putting green competition. So this has got to be special to have him out there too, right? At your first Masters.
It's I think almost everybody's first Masters. I'm gonna have quite a few friends and family. I invited one of my best friends to come just share the week with me and everyone else. He's gonna stay in the house with us. I'm sure he's super excited. And my now girlfriend, her and I grew up playing golf together. She was part of the putting contest. Her brother and I are very close. We played mini tour golf together. We traveled to all of the small town USA playing mini tours and Monday qualifiers. He was a part of the group that we were always playing golf together. So yeah, we're a lot of us will be there, and it'll be a ton of fun. It'll be, again, I'm very much looking forward to hearing kind of their thoughts on the place once they get to see it and just hear the ins and outs of their day. What went on, where did you go, who did you see, all that kind of stuff. That'll be exciting for me. That'll get me away from kind of the task at hand and the enormity of what I am doing and what I am playing in, right? It'll be more just focusing on the little funny stuff that happened to them throughout the day.
Yeah. And also one of your absolute good buddies on tour, Harold Varney III, who I love, is also making his Masters debut. I mean, how special is it for you two to both have that? And have you been texting back and forth going, dude, have you been to 12? This is crazy.
Yeah, we did. There was he congratulated me forever ago when I when I knew I was playing, and then just this last week he shored up his spot, so sent him a note of congratulations. I don't know how it works for the par 3 yet, and I don't really have a group, but certainly if our schedules link up, Harold's big time, man, but if our schedules link up, it would be fun to, I know Harold, I know his wife well too, and then I would assume his young son will be a part of that as well. So that'd be cool to share with them. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that yet. I really don't know how any of this works. But yeah, it'd be fun to do that. Fun to have the par 3 with a great friend.
Or even just the nature of the par 3. Like every time I've been there in 10, 12 years, it's just the players are so just giddy to be there. They got family around, friends. You got Jack. It's a living history day. Like, how much are you looking forward to that aspect of the week?
Yeah, it's, I guess kind of it's, I mean, all of next week is pretty much unknown to me. I'm obviously certainly more excited to just play in the golf tournament rather than the par 3, but that's no disrespect to the par 3. And I think I think everybody competes in it because it serves its purpose. Yes, it is truly like living legends come back and enjoy a day on, at an unbelievable place. But also it's a way to just kind of go and let your hair down, right? Just smile and have fun. get all your work done Monday to Wednesday, have some lunch Wednesday afternoon, and then go have some fun. Enjoy it with those that are there with you. Enjoy it with all the folks that, had a hand in getting you to this point. So I am any time that I can do that next week, I will be very keen to take that up. And certainly the par 3 will be one of those.
Definitely. Well, you alluded to it though. That's the fun side, okay. But the competitive side, you are a big time competitor. This is a huge moment here as we get third year on tour. The self-belief is there, man. That's something that you really
Sure.
have. It got you to that finish at Kiowa to get here. So tell me about what are you relishing about this opportunity on the big course, the back nine. What to get in a situation where you really have a shot at making some noise.
Yeah, that would be a dream, right? To play and have a chance to win the Masters is what everybody dreams of, what everybody thinks of. Whether or not you play professional golf, I think everybody dreams of what it would be like. And quite honestly, I have not been playing my best golf. I didn't have a great day today. Hopefully have a good day tomorrow. But it's funny, it was kind of the same thing leading up to the PGA last year. I had kind of a down 4 or 5 weeks, just really was playing fine, but just, not getting any results.
Right.
So I guess if you compare those two, then yeah, I should expect to have a great chance to win Augusta next week. But no, I'm gonna go out and give it my best tomorrow, and hopefully have a decent weekend here. But yeah, I mean, I think the part that I'm looking forward to the most is just like the feelings that I'm gonna have, the emotions, the nerves, the excitement, the adrenaline, all of that. Like, I have felt it to what I thought was, the highest degree, trying to hit, make contact with a golf ball on 16 at Scottsdale, right? It's extremely difficult. Just get the damn thing airborne. It's really hard to do. I've had, a couple chances to win and playing the last couple holes with chances to win where you have to hole a putt or you have to hit a shot close. I mean, your body is shaking. It's, anybody that says they're nervous is just flat out lying. So yeah, I would imagine the first tee on Thursday, fortunately I'll have my sunglasses on, so you probably wouldn't be able to tell, but I'm sure that I'll be pretty amped up and pretty nervous. And then the other side of it too, I'm excited to play, in my opinion, the greatest golf tournament that there ever has been and ever will be. And also just go around what I think is the greatest golf course that there's ever been, and hit some of the shots that, I've grown up watching people hit, right? I mean, it's just going to be surreal that I'm actually there in that moment. And basically they're going to let me walk inside the ropes and swing and play the golf course. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to play and test myself against truly the best players in the world and on the, world's grandest stage, golf's grandest stage, but also just fun, kind of hopefully makes my own history, my own, part of Augusta history, hopefully has kind of my name on it. I'm either holing shots out, whatever it may be. Just, I'm looking forward to that, and the feelings. It's going to be something probably very different than I've felt before. It's nerves and excitement to the, probably 10x of what I've felt yet in my, 3 years out on tour.
And you got your brother Alex on the bag for you. I know in the past you guys he's been offering bets on cocktails to get you fired up. Is it gonna be stuff in the merch tent and the pro shop? Hey bro, I'll get you another leather duffel bag. I'll get you another one. Like what's the incentive gonna be like?
I'll be honest with you, it would be another one. That first trip in December we took, I bought enough stuff that I had to buy an extra bag just to get it all home. Yeah, that'd be a good one. I'm doing my best to not. I haven't had a cocktail yet this week. I'm trying to have a dry week, a lot of sleep, a lot of water. Take care of myself leading into what is truly like also one of the most physical weeks of the year. Augusta is a brutal walk. if you've been there, you know. If you don't, you have no idea how difficult it is to get around that place for 18 holes. Fortunately, I'll have adrenaline basically at my back the entire time. But yeah, I'd be curious to see. I'm sure at some point there'll be, you know, hey man, on 12, if you hit it left of this flag, you know, I'll buy you a cheeseburger tonight or something. He's usually good at coming up with something that motivates me. So we'll see. Hopefully, you know, hopefully it's hitting it left of the flag on 12 with a 3-shot lead, and then we carry it on and finish out the golf tournament.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned merch stuff. SVP Van Pelt told me to tell you that in all the buying that you're going to do, you're going to run out of people to buy for over the years. He's been doing it for 25 years, but yet he still finds a reason to go in that shop and walk out with bucket hats or whatever, that rain hats, whatever the hell it is.
They do a great job, you know, having great merchandise in that pro shop. And at every corner throughout the entire pro shop, there is another thing that you probably do not need, but that you probably will buy. The first time we were there in December, I think we flew in on I want to say Tuesday, stayed the night, had dinner there, played Wednesday. I visited the pro shop twice. I visited it, you know, Tuesday after or before we had dinner, and then again Wednesday after we had played. And I'm not really ashamed of the number, you know, the amount that I spent. I didn't think it was too crazy, but both of the trips there was a comma involved in the purchase price.
Naturally, yeah.
So yeah, and look, I'm sure I'll do it again another 3-4 times while I'm there. It's just, you know, man, it's just the greatest. There's nothing in our game like it. And no disrespect to any other tournament, any other major, but there's just nothing in our game like next week.
Yeah. It was funny. I asked Andy North and Curtis Strange about you at Augusta, and they said, well, hold on. If he goes to 16 and does what he did at Phoenix Open, takes that shirt off, they're going to kick him off within 2 minutes. He's going to be on the Washington Road. What's your comeback to that? I mean, what's the plan?
Yeah. Look, there is one hole at one tournament, one time in your career where that would be, I don't even know if acceptable is the right word, but just something that people would laugh at and think was funny. I didn't even want to do it while I was playing the hole, and the moment just got to me. I will be on my best behavior. I was just thinking earlier, if I get a little frustrated every now and again, I can say a curse word or two, as I'm sure it shouldn't shock you. I think, you know, every golfer, when they get frustrated, will say a curse word or two. Hopefully not loud enough where anybody else can hear it. I'm curious if I'll even allow myself to curse next week at Augusta. It has that much magic and that much, you know, it's revered, right? You respect it so much. I may not even curse the entire week. So if I'm thinking about not cursing, I can guarantee you I will keep all of my clothing items on.
Yeah. Well, good. Rest assured. Whew.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, and you touched on this a little bit, but this is really important. When you're in a dream, as this has been a dream for you in Kansas City, imagining Augusta, how do you stay present in your first time?
Whew. That's, as of right now, you know, I guess I'm what, a week away from teeing off.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know that I need to find out how. You know, you only have to be present very briefly before you hit a shot. You know, just where do I want this ball to end up and how am I going to get it there? That's probably what I'm going to, you know, ask myself before I hit a shot the entire week. That's usually what I do. And I usually do a good job of it. You know, somebody at lunch today asked me, you know, it's got to be hard playing this week, you know, being San Antonio before Augusta, right? You're just looking forward to that, thinking ahead to that. And honestly, no, not really. Like you know, I'm a professional golfer. I do this. This is literally my livelihood. Like, I'm not going to come here and start thinking about something, you know, that is literally, you know, next week. So I think in that I do a pretty good job of it anyway. But yeah, I have no idea. I really don't. I don't know how I'm going to be present. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it the entire time. And I don't think it's really that big of a deal, as long as I can, just focus on where I want my ball to go and how the heck I'm going to get it there. I think you can, as you're walking around, or, right after you hit a shot, whatever it may be, you can look around and take in the moment and just kind of soak it all in, and, appreciate all the hard work that it took from myself and others to get me to this point. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be, and obviously, which shouldn't shock anybody, I'm not going to be a robot. I'm not just going to like walk with my head down and swing and not pay attention. And I think in that, the massive moment that it will be, all the history that comes with playing and competing in the Masters, I think will just focus me anyway and get me. It did, honestly, it did at the PGA. I just kind of had a couple like lull moments where you just make bad bogeys because you probably lost a little bit of focus, or you didn't think your way totally through the shot, and you weren't 100% committed. It was something about, a major championship at a, bigger stage that I didn't allow myself to do that. So I'm banking on that happening again, but I'm not banking on it being the entire round. I don't want to go out there and spend 4.5 hours only focused on, what's in front of me. I'm going to focus on what's in front of me when it's appropriate. And then I'm going to look around and just enjoy where I am and the kind of, the moment that it is.
Well, speaking about where you are in closing here, Tiger Woods may play in this. It's looking like a possibility. It sounds like you've only played in 3 or 4 tournaments where you've both been in the field. This is pretty cool, man. I mean, Augusta, this is a pretty cool spot.
Yeah, I would say that, it's not shocking that Tiger wants to make his return when I make my first Masters appearance. I don't even know that Tiger would know who I am, but we have played in the same tournament no more than 4 times, and might not even be 4 times in my 3 years out here. As a golf fan, that it would be so cool if he came back and played. And Tiger's Tiger. He is probably not going to come back and play unless he thinks he can win. But even if he's not 100%. If he thinks he can get around and play, but he's not 100% sure he can win, it would be a really cool moment that he would, clearly he reveres Augusta as well. Obviously, the man's won it 5 times. He's making a big push. It seems he's making a big push to come play, whether or not he believes he can win it or not. But knowing what I know of Tiger, he always believes he can win, and that's why Tiger is Tiger. So yeah, that would kind of be the icing on the cake for my week. And then, whether it's tomorrow or Monday or next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it is, if he decides to play, I'm sure I'll go to bed at night kind of thinking, as throughout the week, like, God, it'd be really cool to battle Tiger down the stretch to win this thing, right? And you just kind of like put yourself in that moment, and you envision yourself having that success, maybe birdie in the last to beat Tiger by a shot. So if he's playing, he will be kind of the subject of my daydreams, if you will, and the subject of me visualizing my success. I'm sure I won't be the subject of his, but that would be really cool if he was able to play. That would, as a golf fan, and I know how much Tiger's done for me without. Tiger probably don't even know who I am, but he's done a lot for everyone in this game. It would be cool to have him come back, and so everybody can celebrate him at a place that he has, quite frankly, dominated for over the course of his career.
Big time. Well, Harry Higgs, appreciate you jumping on for a bit. Great to get a sense of how excited you are for this, man. This is awesome.
You got it. Very excited. Very much looking forward to next week. Hopefully I have a couple more days here in San Antonio, get my game right. But I'm excited to make that drive down Magnolia Lane Monday and get my golf game in order and have a chance to win the biggest tournament in the world.